What's up, dudes? So, how is the music culture different in California and in Vietnam, or at least in Ho Chi Minh City? So first, the main difference I see is the rehearsal mentality. In California, people often rehearse at somebody's house, usually the drummer's house, but could be anybody's house, whoever's available. And the difference is, like, when you're at someone's house, you're not paying money, so which means you have free time. You can waste time, you can have fun, you can relax, you don't need to rush, and you can improvise, just have fun, right? And there's a lot more of that because you have a lot of free time. Here, most of the time is spent in a paid rehearsal room, and usually it's like 2 hours. So in that mentality, people don't really want to waste time, because it's not cheap. So they're kind of just rehearsing songs and then just finishing and going home. So that's really kind of the main difference in terms of the rehearsal mentality. Another difference is the local competition. In California, there's a lot of competition, and that is motivating. You gotta beat the competition, right? There's too many bands and not enough shows. So you have to be better or have a better fan base than these other bands to survive in order to, get some shows and to, get accepted. In Vietnam, there's a lot of shows and maybe not enough bands, so there's not a lot of motivation in terms of competing to take a show. So this is kind of the main difference in terms of like the motivation. A lot of people just want to cover, and this is something I've been arguing with, and this is something I've been trying to really motivate people to start writing songs. And every time I talk about this, people always tell me, like, that's not what pays, man. And they're trying to make some money playing music, so they're just learning cover song after cover song. And like, that's cool, if that's what they want to do. But I've always asked them, like, if you're gonna cover, then why don't you go home and work on songs? And that's really just not their thinking. So one thing I've noticed is people here are really geared towards music theory, and I'd say it's really good. The talent here in terms of like music theory and technique is a lot higher on average. The average person here I've seen is more technical and more talented musically than the people in California. However, in California, they are more artistic. They're focused more on the creative aspect of music, not on the technique. And this is where I think they succeed and they find success. Because there's not success in talent. There's very little success in technique. And this is where I think a lot of people fail. And they just learn music theory, they study music, and this doesn't correlate with success. It's really only like the top few percent of technique can be successful, and that's about it. So for me, I've done that. I've studied the theory and I didn't like it, because I saw that you would have to be at the top few percent just to be respectable in terms of technique. However, if you're pursuing the art aspect of music, everyone is accepted. There is no top percent in terms of art. You can be a pop band, you can be a rock band, you can be EDM. Like, if you're creating something beautiful in terms of art, all is accepted. High level, low level, mid level. And that's the avenue I want to go in. I don't want to go in the technical aspect because it's too difficult and it's not rewarding. So that's kind of the main differences I've seen. And I'm really hoping to create some kind of experience or some kind of club where I can share and kind of motivate people to have more of an art experience in terms of music. And I really want to do that. I've done it before. I've had a music club and it was very, very awesome. And I loved it. But I'm hoping to do it on like a bigger scale in the next couple years. But anyway, so that's kind of the main differences I've seen in terms of music culture. The technique here is good. They just need to work on maybe more of the arts and the branding. too many bands focus on the music and not enough on their own personality and themselves as a brand. A lot of bands just kind of get together, perform a show, and then after kind of just dissipate. But the branding, I think that's something a lot of people don't really know. And there's some music labels here, but I don't think they're really good at what they're doing. Not to insult anybody, but I just don't see a lot of success in that aspect, especially in terms of branding, and it's quite fascinating. But there's room, there's room for anybody who wants to do that. If somebody wants to start a label and really start branding and marketing in a really efficient and powerful way. Korea's doing amazing. Korea's very, very good at branding. So that's the main differences. I'm hoping to, teach, maybe not teach, but I want to show people to brand more, show their personality, and less copying other bands and stop trying to mimic other bands, but really show your own personality, because that's what will create the bond between the fans and you. It's showing them who you are, showing them your ideas. If you're smart, show them you're smart. If you're funny, show them you're funny. If you guys are really mysterious and kind of cool and shy, show them that. Whoever you are, that's marketable and it's sustainable. You can do that for a long time because that's who you are. Yeah. So that's it, man. I know there's a lot of musicians here, and I'm really hoping that a lot more people will pursue music in terms of art and not so much technique. Alright guys, that's it. Keep playing music, stay happy, stay healthy, enjoy life. Peace out.